So if I'll go to data, so you are able to see insert. Insert means we are inserting the new records in the database. ID will be generated after inserting the data. Before inserting the data, we are not aware which ID will be synced with which record, because we also cannot insert the ID. This is a read-only field and this is a ID only. This is generated by automatically from Salesforce side. We will insert the data. It means we are creating the new record. So in case of update, we are updating the existing data. Whatever existing inserted record we already inserted, we want to update that records. What is the required things to update the things? We should have ID.
Existing.
We should have existing ID, because we are not aware which let's say I want to update the things on. I have three records with Amarjit, and Amarjit in the contact object. If I want to update on the behalf of name, so that time system will say, let's say I'm updating the phone number. Amarjit, first Amarjit, I'm saying one phone number, second I'm saying two number, third is I'm saying three number. Like if I will say to system, I want to update 1, 2, and 3. Like system will not be able to understand on which Amarjit I need to update 1, on which Amarjit I need to update 2, and on which Amarjit I need to update 3. So this is not a uniqueness, because name can be duplicate, right? But ID will never be duplicate. It will always be unique. Okay, it will always be unique. So that's why in case of insert, in case of update, we will have a unique ID, where against that unique ID we can update the records. So in case of upsert, so in case I have this Excel sheet, this is Excel sheet. I have this ID. Suppose this is ID. So here I don't have ID. Suppose I'm saying Venkat 1, Venkat 2. Something like this. Okay. So I don't have ID for this one, and I'm going to do the update operation. So if I'm going to do some update operation, so update will not be identify these records. It will fail all these records, because it will process all these above record, because in update we need ID. But suppose if I'm doing the upsert operation here, upsert, third one. So what it will do, it will update the existing records. Like we have ID, it will update that records. Where we don't have ID, it will create these records. These are combination of update and insert, upsert. So let me do it upsert now. First, you can identify how many records do we have. It's a 875. Oh, 1 second. It's a 70 in the end. 1 second, 70. Upsert. Process 200 first, again 200, again 200, 200. Every time it will like, because we have very easy data, it's not a complex. So that's why automatically you are thinking it is 1013 records is processed in 1 minute only, 1 second only. But there is nothing like this, because every time it handles 200 records at a time. If you want to increase the batch size, you can increase by 2000. If you want to decrease the batch size, like you can decrease by 1 record. But by default, Salesforce is giving 200 records at a time. Okay.
So here, how many records we can?
10 lakh records.
10 lakh records.
In data loader, we can say 5 million records. So in this one, so let me go to Salesforce side. And previously we had only 875 records, and even Venkat was not existing there. So let me just check. So 875 to 1013 records. Venkat is also there now. So it updated the existing records, and it created the without like non-IDs records as well. So we can say it is performing the action for updation and creation. Okay, upsert is always used for like create. It's a combination of your upsert and insert. Okay, delete, you know, like we can delete the record. Suppose I have ID is also important in case of delete records, because if we don't have ID, so how can we check on which record we want to delete? If there are three things, Amarjit, which record, which Amarjit I need to delete? Okay, so the ID is required for that. I'm clicking on ID, and where I want to store this one. Suppose I want to, one second, delete, one second. Which file I want to delete? Suppose this is ID, and I'm going to click on next button. So it might delete the partial record because I choose the permanently. I don't want to delete permanently means if I will check on this, so it will be delete from recycle bin as well. I want to keep the data in recycle bin. Some record might be fail. Yeah, one record failed, all of the record are processed. So now I can go to Salesforce. I can refresh this one. It's 1013 and I can check now. It's a 139 records are pending now. You know why? Because I choose this file. So we had only this 875 records, like this was related to this ID only. All remaining record does not have any ID. So I also have to, so if I want to delete all the records, what should I do? So I will go to there. I will first take a retrieval of the records with ID, and after that I can delete all these records. So I can go there and I can query the records. And after that I will download this file, and it's a 139 records. So I will go again for delete DML. So let it be confirm delete.
So is the workbench already linked up with the org?
Yeah,
Our org?
right. So you know why, how it is linked. So what, like whatever org you will log in the browser recently, whatever
Yeah.
recently logged in, so it will link with that org automatically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so that is the thing. So like this you can do. If you want to undelete means you will retrieve the data from recycle bin. Where is recycle bin? This is a recycle bin in Salesforce. So all data you have in here, like if you want to undelete or something like this, like from data loader and workbench and all, you can do. And if you want to do it a purge request means it's a permanently delete from recycle bin as well. It is also saying permanently deletes records from recycle bin. Okay, all these things we can do it. So even if I want to go to REST Explorer, so it is also saying us to like do the API things and all, how to test the things. So you know, in the REST API we have get request, post request, post data records. Get means we can read the things from third party, put a patch and all. So everything, if you want to do it, so accordingly I can click on execute. So this is my tooling API. So this is Salesforce own API. So let's say I want to check a limit in Salesforce. Suppose where is limits? So let me check limit. I want to check about my workflow limit. How many emails we can send in a day? So workflow email, daily workflow email limits. We can send 190. 1,890 emails in a daytime. Okay, we can send it. What about the time based? So it is a 50 emails only. Okay, something like this we can do it. So even we can check everything and multiple things from these tools. Okay, so here we can pass the in the JSON format if I want to pass the things. So accordingly I can see the things. If I want to check the JSON things like this only, whatever data I'm able to see, so everything I can see like this. So no worry, so you no need to be worried about all these things. So this is the like advanced version, and might be you will never be, might be in once after 2-3 years, so you will go to this part. But now I think that's fine, whatever we done till now. हाँ भाई बताओ, कोई डाउट हो तो भाई पूछो, रिपीट करें, अदरवाइज
Can we extend bench size from workbench directly?
bench size हाँ बेस्ट साइज वी कैन डू ना, कर सकते हो भाई,
which में ना?
कुछ भी कर सकते हो आप। हाउ टू डू इट, यू आर आस्किंग हाउ टू डू इट।
Yes, how to do it.
अच्छा एक सेकंड यार, वो तो मुझे भी देखना पड़ेगा, किया था मैंने, एक मिनट।
तो भाई आपने अर्लियर बोला ना कि ये इंटीग्रेशन के लिए ही यूज होता है, राइट? तो इफ माय सोर्स सिस्टम इज ओरेकल, ठीक है, तो टारगेट मेरा सेल्सफोर्स है, तो वो कौन से मिस कहाँ पे आएगा ये इसका जो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन?
Should be possible by sign developer workbench in order to execute daemon operation, complex trigger, restore language. अबे यार डेटा वर्कबेंच यार, वर्कबेंच का वन सेकंड,